Hey folks, Farmer Marshall here, and I gotta admit, my garden's a complete mess. But that doesn't mean it's not time for a fall garden tour. So come on, let's check it out. Yeah, this is the entryway to my garden. Torn up bags of dirt, bear, that guy right there, managed to get into my garden and start destroying some stuff. But we're not gonna focus too much on that. And that's just the beginning. So this year I hit start with starts because I fell behind. My initial intention was to go with seeds, and I did plant some seeds, but those seeds aren't ready yet. So I started out on the row to the right here. I have cabbage. I have about 12 things of cabbage down here. And yes, I still have more mess over to the side. And over here, I have broccoli. Not broccoli, actually these are cauliflower. The plants look pretty good. I put them in about a week ago, and they're doing very well. They've grown. I do have some bug damage here, so I'm going to put a little. I normally don't use pesticides in my garden, but I always find that in my fall garden, early on in the season, I end up putting some 7 on it. It's a 7 dust. It helps kill off or prevent these bugs from just eating my plants. Like this one here is being eaten up. Hope you can kind of see that better. But yeah, it's being eaten up. So I'm gonna put some 7 on that. And usually one treatment of that during the season works well for me, and that'll be enough. And actually, I'm transitioning from my fall garden or from my spring garden, my spring summer garden to my fall garden. So I still have some remnants left over, such as this cucumber, not jeez, I'm thinking wrong. Such as this okra plant here. I'm going to probably pick that one today. It's about right size. And I also have this green bean plant that's going to be taken up today. I'm done with those. And here's some more mess from my tomato plants. Got to get everything organized, but I was really concerned about trying to get plants in the garden. So I'll clean up later, but for right now, I got to focus on my plants. This is that same roll of cauliflower here, or my 3rd row of cauliflower here. Got to put some 7 on here. It's destroying them. It's eating them up. And I still have right next to it another plant and another okra plant. This one's definitely ready to be picked. So I don't know if you paid much attention to it, but right here I have another okra plant. This piece here is a little big, so I might actually use this one for seeds, but we'll see. Usually I toss them in collard greens, boil them down, and they're a great addition to my collard green plant. So we'll see. Definitely, or I could just pop it off and eat it. I love raw okra. If you haven't tried it before, it still tastes great, but it doesn't have that slimy taste to it or feel to it. So give it a shot. Next time you get some okra, wash it off. There's one thing I've learned. You don't want to eat your fruit from out here that hasn't been washed off. I see people doing it all the time in their videos, but if that fruit has a little bit of bird droppings on it, it could put you in the hospital. So I'm not going to just front and grab this off here and eat it just so I can say, hey, look at me, I'm eating my food. Nah, I'm cleaning this stuff off. It's nasty. So that's my little rant. And here's some more 3rd row. This row here is broccoli. Well, as you can see, I still have some of my summer garden still here. Some banana peppers. This plant has about 4 left on it. It still might produce a little bit more. And I planted a lot of broccoli right between the plants. This one here, I don't know if it just got eaten on or something, but it's pretty much done. I have seeds that have come up, so that might have to be a spot for some of my seeds. I still have more bell peppers. Oh, an orange bell pepper. Not very big, but they should be tasty. So also over here I have jalapeno peppers. Some of them have turned red because I've left them on here for a while. Still very good. More broccoli here. Once again, I definitely got to get some 7 on these. Like today, I hate to have my plants eaten up like this. Here's another okra. As you can see, some plants were just still doing well. I just left in the garden and I just planted around them. So let's go on to the next row here. I forget what this is, but fortunately, one thing I'm trying to do better at is making sure I mark it. Okay, this row here's cauliflower. So got a whole row of cauliflower, probably about 18 here. And right next to it, I have broccoli. Now these guys here should produce very well. I had a good season last year with my broccoli. I have about 18 plants of broccoli. And the row right next to it, collard greens. And this is just the beginning. I actually have 2 rows right here of collard greens. I have a couple plants that don't look too great, like this one here. This one here was one of those plants where I had a container of 6. One of them had 2 plants in it. So, tried to separate them. This one's struggling some, but the other one's doing just fine. It's compatriot. So that's fine. We'll see how I'm still going to take care of this and see what happens with it. And like I said, yes, the garden is a mess. You can see all the grassy weeds that have come up. It just is what it is. I figured I'd get my stuff planted first and work on making it look pretty later. Another okra plant here with some more collard greens. I even have some green bean plants over here. These are divining green beans, whole beans. So I still have some production coming off of there. A little bit over here left, some beans left over here. So like I said, that was from the summer. It's funny, they did better later in the season than earlier. Still have some more beans over here that kind of crawled over to my tomato cage, but those tomatoes are gone now. So I'm going to be harvesting some green beans later today. And, oh, that's a huge spider. Oh my goodness, look at that guy there. Hope you can see him. Oh yeah, that dude right there. I was about to walk that way. No, thank you very much. Anyway, hope you guys don't mind the little Discovery Channel stuff with the spider. I know some people are afraid of them. I'm not so much afraid of them, but I'm not really interested in walking into them. More green beans here. I'm probably gonna, well, actually I'm definitely gonna save some of these green beans and just leave them on the vine along here. Where's along the vine here? Probably those 2, maybe those 2 up there. I'll probably leave those and save those for save the seeds. So I'll leave them on there, let them get dry and old and dry, and then I'll harvest the seeds. And over here, I still have these, I believe these were called canary melons. Someone gave me some plants earlier this year. These guys aren't really big. They taste and smell kind of like a cantaloupe. So I'm not really sure if I'm a huge fan of them. Even though I love cantaloupe, I know cantaloupe tastes better. But I put these in late in the season, so I'm not really sure how big they're supposed to get. Yeah, right now this is about the size of smaller than a baseball. So I had others that were a little bigger, but I have several out here. I'm probably going to be pulling this plant up within the next week as I get on to this side of my garden, because I will be putting more plants in from seed. But it's been a fairly productive, I think I had about four of these plants over here. So they've been fairly productive as a late season melon. I think I could have put them in much earlier, but I didn't have them. Like I said, someone gave them to me. So this is my mess of my back garden. But before I leave my backyard garden, something else that I've shown people before, my muscadine plants. Huge muscadine vines. These were planted from seed. Years ago, my wife decided that she would grow some muscadines. So she had bought some from the grocery store and she saved some of the seeds, put them in a pot, and a year later, or the next spring, I saw some vines coming up. So she asked me to plant them, and I ended up not only with these, but, and this is a cautionary story about using hybrid seeds, because not only do I get the purple grapes or muscadine grapes, I get the green ones too, because the seeds she planted apparently were from hybrid muscadines from the grocery store. So we have two different types of muscadines here. Both taste great. The green ones usually come out earlier. Maybe they start getting ripe maybe about 2 weeks before the purple ones do. The purple ones are usually the last ones I'm harvesting, but they both do taste great. So when you plant a hybrid seed, sometimes you won't get exactly what you expected, or as the Rolling Stones song says, you can't always get what you wanted, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Oh, I hope I don't get a copyright strike for that. So, but these have been very productive muscadines, and I do want to step back so you can see not just my mess, but so you can get an impression of how big these muscadine vines are. The main plant was planted here in the corner of my garden, and as you can see, it stretches pretty much the entire, or most of the width of my garden. So yeah, been very productive. These vines are about 8 to 10 years old. I've had good production, maybe starting season 3. The only year I did not have good production, and it's funny, people say when you have grapevines, and these are muscadine grapes, they say you should prune them every year. Well, the one year I pruned them back, I don't know if I just didn't do it right, but my production was cut by about 75%. So I really haven't pruned them since, at least not heavily. I've just done some very light pruning to get them out of my way a little bit. But aside from that, I just leave them alone. I know that's not the normal advice for grapevines, but muscadines grow naturally. You know, they grow wild here in Georgia. So I don't know if there's just something different about them that you really don't have to prune them. But, you know, do what you will. Before I hop out front to my side garden, I figured I'd stop in the greenhouse real quick. I don't have a lot going on in here, at least not yet. I do have some starts I bought. I think this might have been one of the ones that was 2 in 1 little pot, and I'm kind of babying these to see how they come out. Matter of fact, I'm probably just going to leave them in here, but we'll see. Also have my lemon trees, my Meyer lemon trees. This guy here was maybe about this tall, maybe about 6 inches tall when I got it. Coming along fine. It's funny, that one's has grown so much more than this one here. So, but it's coming along. This one had buds on it, but I got rid of all the buds because I really don't want lemons on it right now. At least not this year. I want it to focus on growing. I want both of them to focus on growing. Maybe next year I might let a few lemons come on it, depending on how they come along. But we'll see. No rush. And here, this guy here is my dwarf Honeycrisp apple tree, being protected in the greenhouse because bear destroyed one, brand new one last year. So right now I'm just going to leave it in the greenhouse for a couple of years till it gets big enough, strong enough, and thick enough to deal with him. This here is my Asian pear tree. Nice size. It's grown considerably. It was about the size of this one here. They were both about the same size when I got them last year. So you can see this one's had some very good growth. I'm definitely expecting some Asian pears next year off of this tree. And it's grown so much that I think it's about thick enough for me to go on and put it in the yard next year. I'm still going to put some protection around it from bear. But yeah, I think I'm going to actually put it in the yard next year. So we'll see. But before I hit the side garden, try to keep it real. This is my persimmon tree. Biggest disappointment I had all year. We had a late frost in March this spring. It got down below freezing for 2 days straight. Normally this tree is loaded with orange persimmons. But this year, that late frost destroyed everything except for the tree. Happy the tree survived, but last year, year before that, I've had 140, 150 persimmons come off this tree. And since it's a late producing fruit, it's great because normally I would have persimmons October, November, December. There's nothing like having fresh fruit that you're picking out your garden off your trees that late in the year. But like I said, I'm happy that the tree survived. It's grown well this year too. So we'll see what happens. I might prune it back a little bit or tie some of these lower hanging branches down, because once these branches get loaded, they hang low. So, but it is what it is. I'm happy the tree survived. I mentioned I had seeds. I planted these seeds 7 days ago. Mustards, which I could not find in the store. Some more collards. Some purple, these guys here, purple broccoli. Yeah, I never heard of it either. I have some lettuce. My butter crunch lettuce hasn't come up yet, so actually one has come up, looking kind of sad, so I'm going to replant those. I have some turnip greens, couldn't find starch, so no big deal. This lettuce here hasn't come up, but I'm going to replant. Actually, matter of fact, I replanted this morning. So, and some more mustard greens. Yeah, I love my greens. So, and these will go into the blank spaces of my garden in back, and also probably on the side garden, which I'm about to go check you there now. So this is my side garden here, and I'm in transition because this here is nothing but stuff from my spring summer garden. So I have a little okra left, a ton, and I mean a ton of habanero peppers. Got a bunch of green ones still over here, and as you can see, tons of orange ones. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all these. No way I can eat them all, and no way in the world am I going to take one of these puppies, wash it off, and pop it in my mouth. It's just not going to happen. So I'll figure something out with it. And since I'm in transition, I still have, it's funny, I just saw this little watermelon here today, and that one over there. I don't know if you can see it. This little guy right here. These are sugar baby watermelons. They aren't supposed to be big at all. They usually get about the size of maybe 12 inches across. They're great, but you don't feel that you can eat it. They're the perfect size watermelon for someone who's alone or who doesn't have a lot of family members that want or eat watermelons. So I have plenty of green peppers out here, plenty of bell peppers, and another okra plant. This guy's about 5 feet tall, still producing. See that guy right there? I have a lot of vines from, some are from, well, no, these are from the canary melons. I have a lot of jalapeno peppers out here. I'm going to figure out something to do with these. Maybe make some sauce. We shall see. More okra plants, still producing. Here, let's see. And more bell peppers. I think these are actually supposed to be orange or yellow. That one's turning, so we'll see. I'm gonna leave it. Still got plenty of production from there. Plenty more of those canary melons. And more okra. I'm probably gonna be taking up all the vines in another week or so in preparation for putting out some of my seeds or maybe some more starts. We'll see. But hey, join me. I'll be putting more videos in the next week or so. You guys can see how things are coming along. So I hope you enjoyed my little garden tour. Please, if you want to see some more, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. That way we can see what else is going on. And so, I know I use the word "so" quite often in these videos. And I hope people aren't using that as an opportunity. And I'm hoping that people aren't using that as an opportunity for making a drinking game. It's not funny. Just don't do it. You just end up stone cold drunk. Anyway, let's get out there and get a little dirty. So,